I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history.
Tried to take over his movie because she has a history of saying, okay, I'll be the star, but what I secretly want to do is direct it and edit it and produce it. I want all the roles for me and only me. I want full control because I am a controlling bully.
Blake Lively just made the biggest misstep of her career. Explosive new footage of her in a heated clash with Justin Baldoni just hit the internet. This changes everything. In a jaw-dropping twist, Baldoni's team just dropped a shocking video that allegedly captures Lively in a physical altercation with him. The leaked clip doesn't hold back. It clearly shows Blake caught in the act, flipping the entire narrative on its head. The stakes? Higher than ever. This footage could be the final nail in the coffin for Lively's credibility. Until now, it's been her word against Baldoni's. She's played the role of the victim, but this undeniable visual proof suggests she might not be so innocent after all. If this footage is as damaging as it seems, it could obliterate Lively's reputation overnight. The court of public opinion is ruthless, and this might be the moment everything crumbles for her. But here's the real kicker. This video goes deeper than anyone expected. So, what exactly does it show? According to insiders, this leaked security footage, reportedly captured on set, exposes a heated and highly intense private confrontation between Lively and Baldoni. What went down in that moment? Let's break it all down. The leaked footage might be grainy, but there's no mistaking what's happening. Blake Lively is caught on camera shouting at Justin Baldoni, her face twisted with rage. And then she lunges at him. For a split second, it looks like she strikes his chest with an open hand. Baldoni instantly recoils, clearly stunned, as a couple of crew members rush in to break it up. It's quick, just a few seconds. But those few seconds say everything. Blake Lively physically lashed out at Justin Baldoni. No movie magic, no scripted stunt, just raw, unfiltered reality. So how did this bombshell footage come to light? It was Baldoni himself who pulled the trigger, releasing it to the public in a bid to clear his name once and for all. Not long after Baldoni filed his countersuit, his legal team dropped this unedited footage, claiming it completely shatters Lively's accusations. The video reportedly dates back to May 2023, filmed during production of It Ends With Us. Whether it was caught by a security camera or a crew member's phone is still unclear. But what matters is that we can finally see the truth with our own eyes. Baldoni's camp is calling this the smoking gun, the evidence that proves his side of the story beyond a doubt. His lawyers aren't holding back either. Attorney Brian Friedman has slammed Lively's claims as false, outrageous, and flat-out malicious. And with this footage in play, it looks like the legal battle is only getting started. And now, Baldoni has the video proof to back up his claims. His team isn't mincing words. They're saying, just watch the tape. The truth speaks for itself. This is a massive turning point in the entire saga because it visually contradicts everything Blake has been saying. For months, Lively has insisted she was the one being harassed, the real victim in this mess. But now, with this footage out in the open, she's the one looking like the aggressor. This isn't just another accusation. This is hard, undeniable evidence that could completely flip the script overnight. Commentators are already picking this apart. And the verdict? If Lively was willing to get physical on camera, what does that say about her victim claims? It casts serious doubt on her entire case. On the flip side, it also strengthens Baldoni's position. His side of the story suddenly looks a lot more credible. Bottom line, this footage is a total game changer in their legal battle. So, how's Blake Lively handling this bombshell? Not well. Her team was blindsided by the leak. At first, dead silence from her publicist, pure panic behind the scenes. Then finally, her camp put out a cold, carefully worded statement, denying everything. According to insiders, Lively's team is now in full damage control mode, scrambling to dismiss the footage. Their excuse? They claim it was taken out of context and that Baldoni provoked her off camera. But here's the wildest part. Lively's legal team isn't just brushing this off, they're doubling down. In a bizarre twist, They're now insisting that the leaked footage actually supports Blake's original claims. Yes, you heard that right. They're arguing that a video of her attacking Baldoni somehow proves he was the one in the wrong. It's a risky strategy, and honestly, a lot of people aren't buying it. Observers are calling out Blake's team for what looks like a desperate attempt to rewrite reality, because they know this footage is a disaster for her image. One insider even spilled that Lively's PR team is in full-blown crisis mode, scrambling behind the scenes to control the damage. And guess what? She allegedly had the final say in approving this response. One thing is crystal clear. Blake Lively is in serious trouble and everyone knows it. And here's the real kicker. It's only going to get worse from here. This leaked footage isn't just a one-off scandal, it's just the latest bombshell in a much bigger, nastier feud that's been brewing for months. So, how did we even get here? Time to zoom out. For a while now, Lively and Baldoni have been caught in an increasingly ugly legal war that has Hollywood on edge. It all exploded when Blake Lively slapped Justin Baldoni with a lawsuit late last year, accusing him of creating a hostile work environment on the set of It Ends With Us. She claimed Baldoni used social manipulation to ruin her reputation, painting herself as the victim of a powerful co-star who crossed the line. These accusations were massive. Headlines everywhere painted Lively as a brave actress standing up against misconduct. At first, the public rallied behind her, convinced she was exposing a major industry scandal. But Baldoni? He didn't back down for a second. From day one, he vehemently denied every claim. And then, he fired back with full force. In January 2025, Baldoni hit Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, with a $400 million lawsuit accusing them of defamation and civil extortion. This wasn't just about defending himself. He was out to set the record straight and take both of them down in court. Baldoni's lawsuit lays it all out. He claims Blake Lively's entire harassment story was nothing more than a calculated smear campaign designed to destroy his career. And why? Because according to him, he refused to cave to her demands. He alleges that Lively, with Ryan Reynolds backing her up, tried to blackmail him into making a false public apology. When he wouldn't play along, she allegedly waited for the perfect moment and then falsely accused him of sexual harassment. Baldoni insists he's the real victim, not of physical violence, but of character assassination. Some people might have dismissed that claim before, but now? This leaked video changes everything. Lively's aggressive behavior in the footage fits perfectly with Baldoni's version of events. It's just one piece of a bigger puzzle, but his legal team is using it to shred Lively's credibility bit by bit. And Hollywood? Oh, they're watching every second of this chaos unfold, and the reaction has been intense. Back when only Lively's accusations were public, she had the industry's full sympathy. People distanced themselves from Baldoni. There was even whispers of a rift during the film's press tour. Remember how Baldoni was conspicuously absent from certain group appearances? A source on set even hinted that the cast and Colleen Hoover herself didn't want to be around him. Back then, that only fueled speculation that he was the problem. But now, everything's flipping upside down. With each new revelation casting serious doubt on Lively's honesty, her support is crumbling fast. The powerful studios and major brands that once saw her as Hollywood's golden girl are now getting cold feet. No company wants to attach their name to an actress who might have lied, or worse, been caught on camera attacking a co-star. No official statements have been made yet, but Hollywood insiders are already whispering. Blake Lively's reputation has taken a major hit, and there's no telling how much worse this could get. Blake Lively is no longer the Hollywood sure bet she once was. Until this firestorm dies down, she's facing serious uncertainty. Big brands and studios aren't eager to take a risk on someone caught in a scandal of this scale. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni's reputation is making a comeback. Once shadowed by controversy, he's now gaining massive support as an innocent man who was wrongly accused and is finally vindicating himself. But legally, this is just getting started. Now, the big question everyone's asking: could Blake Lively actually face criminal charges for this attack? So far, this has been a civil matter. just lawsuits and legal back and forth. But if this video is as damning as it looks, it could lead to real criminal consequences. Legal experts say Baldoni has the option to hand the footage over to law enforcement. And if he does, Lively could end up under police investigation for what went down on set. While no charges have been filed yet, the potential for assault or battery charges is now on the table, and those come with real penalties. For now, Baldoni appears to be sticking to the civil route, using this footage to crush Lively's credibility in his defamation case. But the mere possibility of criminal charges? That raises the stakes to a whole new level. In her relentless push to take down Baldoni, both figuratively and literally, Blake may have walked herself straight into legal trouble she never saw coming. And while she scrambles to control the fallout, Baldoni's lawsuit is gaining momentum fast. His lawyers are undoubtedly preparing to leverage every shred of evidence to paint a damning picture of Lively's behavior, one that could haunt her career forever. Let's not forget, Baldoni's team isn't just relying on this one video. They've already dropped bombshell after bombshell, releasing a mountain of evidence to back up his claims. We're talking unedited on-set footage of a romantic scene meant to shut down Blake's harassment allegations, along with text messages, emails, and insider testimony that they say proves his innocence. And if that wasn't enough, they even launched an entire website, laying out every receipt, every timeline, every piece of evidence for the public to see. Baldoni isn't just fighting this battle, he's going all out to clear his name. And from the looks of it, it's working. But now, let's talk about Ryan Reynolds, because his role in this scandal is way bigger than people realize. Publicly, he's been radio silent. No fiery tweets, no dramatic press statements. Not a word. But behind the scenes, that's a whole different story. Baldoni's lawsuit directly names Ryan Reynolds as a co-conspirator, alleging that he was deeply involved in crafting Blake's entire smear campaign. According to Baldoni, Reynolds wasn't just playing the role of the supportive husband. He was actively participating in meetings to pressure Baldoni. One report even claims that Ryan Reynolds personally attended a tense meeting with Baldoni and a producer before Blake's lawsuit was even filed. The purpose? To back up Blake's complaints and demands, essentially applying serious pressure on Baldoni before the legal war even began. This means Reynolds wasn't just in the background, he was front and center, supporting Blake's claims from the very start. And Blake herself? She's always been vocal about how much Ryan has her back. She's even referred to him, along with their close friend Taylor Swift, as her dragons, ready to defend her at all costs. But now, with Baldoni fighting back harder than ever, the question is, just how deep does Ryan Reynolds' involvement really go? Ryan Reynolds has always been known as a fierce protector of his family, but with a $400 million lawsuit looming, he's now in a high-stakes predicament. So far, he's stayed completely silent in public, likely following strict legal advice. However, insiders say he's deeply involved behind the scenes, working closely with Blake to craft her defense. The problem? His silence won't shield him forever. If Blake's case falls apart, his own reputation could take a serious hit. He's stuck in a no-win situation. If he speaks out, he risks legal missteps. But if he stays quiet, he has to watch public opinion turn against his wife. While he's avoiding the spotlight, there's no doubt he's as invested in this battle as she is, especially with his own name and fortune on the line. At this point, it's hard to deny, Blake Lively has lost control of the narrative. What started as her attempt to take down Baldoni has completely flipped against her. In the early days, she had all the momentum, forcing Baldoni to defend himself against her accusations. But now, the tables have turned. With leaked footage and mounting evidence undermining her claims, Blake has been forced to justify her behavior, explain away the videos, and counter accusations that she lied. Industry insiders say her PR team is scrambling, reacting to Baldoni's every move instead of leading the conversation. And in Hollywood, when you lose control of your own story, that's when everything starts to unravel. Blake Lively's team is in full-blown crisis mode, but every time they try to regain control of the story, another bombshell drops that completely shreds their defense. First, they painted Baldoni as the villain, only for a respected journalist to call out Blake for twisting an innocent interview into a conspiracy theory. Then, they accused Baldoni of inappropriate behavior in a scene, but the raw, unedited footage proved nothing out of line happened. They sold Blake as the ultimate professional. Yet now, there's video evidence of her losing control and physically lashing out at her co-star. This constant unraveling is devastating for Blake's credibility. PR experts are calling it a textbook case of a narrative spiraling completely out of control. Instead of shaping the story, Blake's team is stuck in damage control mode 24/7, scrambling to counter evidence and prevent her public image from imploding. Meanwhile, Baldoni's version of events, as the wronged, falsely accused party, is gaining traction with every new revelation. And this isn't the first time Blake's claims have backfired spectacularly. Remember the infamous weight-shaming accusation? At the height of the film's drama, a story surfaced that Baldoni had cruelly commented on Blake's weight, making him look like a bully. Outrage exploded overnight, until the truth came out the next day. Turns out, Baldoni had only asked about Blake's weight for a stunt safety reason. He needed to properly lift her without aggravating a back injury. No bullying, no malice, just standard safety protocol. That flip-flop moment, where Baldoni went from villain to misunderstood in 24 hours, made it clear. Some of the accusations against him were being exaggerated or even fabricated. And now, the same pattern is emerging again. For a while now, fans and industry insiders alike have been questioning Blake Lively's motives, with many concluding that she was the one actively smearing Justin Baldoni. Even before the lawsuits exploded into the public eye, the general consensus was shifting against her. And when you look at how her team tried to pull others into her narrative, it's easy to see why. One bizarre example? Lively's lawsuit randomly referenced a viral moment where a reporter mistakenly congratulated her on a pregnancy that didn't exist. An awkward incident that had absolutely nothing to do with Baldoni. Yet, Blake's team bizarrely framed it as part of some coordinated smear campaign against her. The journalist, Justin Baldoni, quickly shut that down, flatly denying any connection to Baldoni and accusing Lively's camp of twisting events to fit their narrative. This wasn't just bad optics. It was another example of Team Lively seemingly overplaying their hand. And then, there's the most explosive claim yet. Baldoni alleges that Blake Lively went as far as to manipulate or even fabricate text messages to paint him as the villain. Let that sink in. Faking evidence. While Baldoni hasn't revealed all the details yet, he's confident enough in this accusation that he's even suing the New York Times for publishing Lively's claims, suggesting he has hard proof that some of her so-called receipts are outright bogus. If this proves true in court, it won't just destroy Blake's case, it would be a career-ending scandal. With every new revelation, the picture becomes clearer. It seems Blake Lively was willing to do whatever it took to control the narrative, from leaking stories to making questionable claims. But time and time again, the truth has come out, and it's not looking good for her. With every misstep, Blake Lively's credibility takes another serious hit, while Justin Baldoni's innocence becomes more undeniable. The hard evidence continues to stack up in his favor. Leaked messages, debunked rumors, and now, shocking footage that completely undermines Lively's accusations. No co-stars have come forward with any misconduct claims against him. In fact, one actor from the film has even praised the work environment under Baldoni's direction. From the very beginning, Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, called out Lively's allegations as false, outrageous, and deliberately damaging. And now, we see exactly why he was so confident. Baldoni's version of events, that he was being targeted by a vengeful co-star, has only gained more and more credibility. Each attempt to paint him as the villain has backfired spectacularly, leaving Lively scrambling to contain the fallout. And now, this damning attack footage may have just sealed Blake Lively's fate. What was meant to destroy Baldoni has completely flipped the script, and instead, she's the one exposed. With the world watching in real time, her career and reputation are crumbling under the weight of her own claims and actions. Meanwhile, Baldoni stands firm, backed by receipts, facts, and now, public support. In the end, this was a self-inflicted downfall, and there may be no coming back from it. The footage of Blake attacking Baldoni is now permanently etched into the internet, a lingering question mark over her character and credibility. Whether she can recover from this remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. Justin Baldoni is walking away from this battle as the clear winner. The legal fallout for Blake Lively may not be over, but one thing is certain. Public trust in her has taken a massive hit. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni is walking away from this scandal with his name cleared. His supporters feeling completely justified as the truth continues to unfold. This has been one of the most explosive Hollywood feuds in recent memory, filled with shocking twists and game-changing revelations. But now, with this final bombshell piece of evidence, it looks like the battle is finally winding down. Justice is tilting in Baldoni's favor, and the world has seen the truth, both in the court of public opinion and soon, possibly in a court of law. Baldoni stands vindicated, while Blake Lively's once flawless reputation is crumbling under the weight of her own actions. At the end of the day, the truth has spoken. Blake set out to destroy Justin, but instead, she destroyed herself. The evidence is in, the damage is done, and one thing is certain. Blake Lively's credibility is shattered, while Justin Baldoni walks away victorious. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest scandals. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? And as always, stay tuned for the next one.